Yo, what's up? Had something else on my mind. I guess you could call another episode, another video, whatever you want to call it. Like, subscribe. You already know what to do. And, in the last video, I talked about being so afraid of the goal. Whether it's a big goal or small goal, you're so afraid of the goal that you never actually start and you never take the first step, and how that fear of failure is something you have to get over. The concept of failure is so key to working out, and it's everything when it comes to where you're actually going to get your gains in the gym. If you were unwilling to fail, you're really unwilling to put yourself in the position to get the best gains that you could ever receive by going to the gym. I would argue that it's almost pointless to go to the gym unless you go in with the mentality of, I'm going to fail. I'm going to put myself in a position where it's possible for me to fail. And so I guess it's the next logical progression in what I was talking about before. See, some people are afraid to take that first step because the goal is so big. But then on the flip side, you have people who are in the gym and their routines consist of 3 sets of 10 or 4 sets of 10 or 5 sets of 25 or whatever it is. And at least for me, I don't know how y'all and other fitness people view this. I'm not a scientist. I don't test all the muscles and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. But what I do know is that more often than not, people are using the 3 sets of 10 type method in an attempt to, what they believe is, maintain what they have. But here's the issue with it. If you really think about it, most people are going to the gym to try to improve. They're trying to get stronger. They're trying to make their bodies better equipped to do whatever it is based on what their goals are, right? But if you're doing 3 sets of 10, the problem is you're doing 3 sets of something you already know you can do, right? 3 sets of 10, I go in there. Oh man, I had a great workout. I did my curls, 3 sets of 10. I completed all my sets, no problem. It's all good. I would argue that going in there with a 3 sets of 10 mentality is kind of pointless. And the reality is, when you think about the way our bodies work over time, you're actually losing strength because you're not taking advantage of the opportunity that you have to increase your strength. It's not something that you always have that potential that you can tap into. In time, you'll lose that ability to grow and to get stronger. So if you're not using the time that you have to do that, you're actually getting weaker in the long run. Well, the question then is, how do you fix that? It's very simple. Everything about what I'm trying to promote is getting out of the comfort zone, right? And it's the same thing in the gym. You have to put yourself in the position where you could fail, because that's where the greatest gains will be. So I give you a rundown of my kind of workout, and let's see, let's find something recently here. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Hopefully it shows up right. But you got, what's that, 12-4. That's from a long time ago. It's just for example, all right, just for example. So you start out with 10 reps at a certain weight, then you got 8 reps at the next weight, going up, 6 reps at a higher weight, 4 higher weight, 3 higher weight, 3 higher weight. All right, so this is not a great example. I kind of messed it up because I wanted to keep pushing the weight. But you see what I'm doing here, right? The weight is continuing to go up every set, aside from the last one. That's a cool down set. But the point is, I'm always pushing myself beyond what I think I can do, because that's where the gains will be. Guess what? Success in the gym doesn't mean completing your 3 sets of 10 every time. Success in the gym is just taking the first step, even if you can't lift the weight, even if you can't do the weight. Why? Because when you put your body in that position, it learns, oh, wait a second, I need to do this to put up this heavier weight. Oh, now I can expect that there's heavier weight coming, so let me prepare myself for that next time. A lot of times people go to the gym for the first time and they surprise themselves by doing things they didn't think they could do, simply because they tried it. And then they're able to go beyond what they thought they could do and what they're doing simply because they tried it. And that's that's what's really going on here. There's a whole lot of untapped potential that people never realize in the gym because they're only sitting there doing 3 sets of 10. Now, what about mission and service? How does that relate to this concept? Well, it's actually pretty simple. A lot of us go through life living this 3 sets of 10 model. We wake up, we get our little prayer in, we get our little devotion in, we clock into the day, and we go through the day doing what we know we can do. We don't put ourselves outside of the comfort zone. Let me get my 3 sets of 10 in, whether it's, let's say you're on the job, right? And you're meeting the exact requirements of the job. You don't do anything more, you don't do anything less, because you don't want the boss to get at you for doing less, and you don't want to put the effort out to do more. So you're there doing your 3 sets of 10, thinking you're maintaining and just keeping it simple, right? But who are the people that end up getting the promotions at the jobs? Is it the ones doing the 3 sets of 10? Or is it the people coming in and pushing themselves to do more, trying to do things, experimenting with things they may have never done before, but learning that their capacity to do good is better than they thought it was, or their capacity to take on more work and more tasks is greater than they thought it was? You think about service, generally speaking. Again, we kind of clock into a day and we don't want to do too much. We don't want to do too little. We don't want to do so much that it feels like we're putting that extra effort in to serve more people. But we also don't want to do so little and less than 3 sets of 10 so people don't think we're a jerk. But what would it look like if you put that extra effort in and said, you know what, I was able to help to this level. Is there another level that I can help with? How much more can I help? How much more can I give? And the interesting thing about that is the same thing that you see in the gym is the same thing that you would see in your life. Putting yourself in that continual position where apparent failure is a risk and apparent rejection is a risk, that puts you in a position where you gain the most, you grow the most. And so now what looks like to a lot of people failure and putting yourself outside of that comfort zone turns out to be the greatest benefit that you ever experienced. When I think about this as a missionary, you know, there are a lot of people around who are satisfied to go through their day as a student, as a teacher, as a co-worker, whatever, just doing the bare minimum to get by. And they think they're maintaining their level of ethics, or they think they're maintaining their level of purity or Christianity or religion or whatever it might be. But again, what's really going on is that if you really think that by doing that same thing in that bare minimum every day that you're maintaining, you're really moving backwards and you're really losing out, and you're going to end up losing out on exploring your real capability and capacity to serve. You're going to end up missing out on your real capability and capacity to engage in mission. And as time goes on, you're going to lose the desire to want to do it as well, which is going to decrease your effectiveness over time. It's pretty interesting, huh? There's a lot of lessons from the weight room. A lot of lessons from exercise. I call the method the 10-8-6 method, and I've definitely experienced the most gains over time in my experience. No 3 sets of 10 for me. In fact, there was a stretch where I was doing every set until failure. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that for everything, but if people had that kind of mentality when it came to serving others and doing what they could for other people, imagine what kind of world this could be. Be a lot different than it is now, that's for sure. I'm gonna leave it at that. Comment below, let me know what you think, and like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. You know what it is, you know how we do. It's the Buff Missionary setting sail. It's on all your podcast platforms, and we out. To exist is not enough. We out here to be out here. So until next time, let it do what it do, baby.